Welcome back everyone. So I'm going to be taking a look at a growth-based company. This time it's Opendoor. In a previous video I spoke about SPACs, what they are, and I gave the example of Lucid Motors, so check out that video if you're interested. But Opendoor is another SPAC-based company. We're going to be covering exactly what they do and why they could give rise to the end of real estate agents. Now if you are new to this channel, then do hit that subscribe button. Before we kick things off, let's set the like goal for this video. So the value this week is set to 21, so 21 thumbs up. Let's see if we can hit that goal. Now as you watch this video, I want you to keep in mind the question I have for this week. So leave your comments in the comment section below, but the question I have this week is, do you think Opendoor is a sensible investment decision? So watch this video all the way to the end, and equally just leave any type of comment in the comment section below. I'm always active in responding and it's great to hear the comments that you have. Now Opendoor is a publicly traded company. We'll take a look at how the stock is performing later on in this video, but I always like to understand what it is that I'm investing in and really understand the business side and the customer side. Now as I mentioned, this stock is listed as a SPAC. It was helped thanks to Chamath, and this was back in September 2020 when the stock became public. Now when you look at the housing market, when it comes to buying and selling a home, whether you're looking at the likes of the UK or the US or anywhere else for that matter, there is a clear issue when it comes to buying and selling the homes. And that issue is the fact that there's really not that many options to be able to buy and sell a home by a simple tap of the button. So we've seen the likes of the brick and mortar industry, how that switched to e-commerce. We've had that rise where companies just become an online entity. But when it comes to buying and selling a home, you still require that estate agent. You have to deal with people, whether or not they're going to be on time or not, to have the house viewing. And overall, it's a very sluggish and painful process. Now, whether you're a younger demographic that is watching my videos or of an older range, some of you may have experienced this sluggish and painful process of buying or selling a home. But if you haven't, then you're going to be accustomed to purchasing things online. And the question is, why hasn't the real estate industry tried to embrace this ability to easily buy and sell? And that is where Opendoor fits in. So to date, there's over 75,000 customers that have been served using the Opendoor platform. It's both a mobile and a desktop app. And Opendoor is different from those real estate agents out there because it's what's referred to as an iBuyer. So an iBuyer simply is a company that utilizes technology and it allows you to instantaneously make an offer, whether it's buying or selling a home. And so Opendoor enables customers to receive a competitive offer. At least that's what they state on their website, but we'll see how accurate that is later on. But they make an offer on a given home and you're able to move in at a timeline that suits yourself. So if you want, you don't have to go to any of the showings. You don't have to deal with months and months of uncertainty about where you're going to be moving next. And the key with Opendoor is that it's much simpler and therefore a less stressful process. Now for traditional agents out there that will list your property, they will charge a commission fee. Opendoor is actually no different on this front. They have different types of fees, but overall they are in a similar ballpark figure. If you look at some of the reviews from individuals though, people that have sold their home, sometimes they are losing around 15k in US dollars if they use Opendoor compared to a traditional broker. But there are other instances where the costs are extremely similar to that of a traditional real estate agent. So on the buying side of Opendoor, there's an ability to buy directly from Opendoor, and it allows the customer to view hundreds of listings on their online platform. Now it's possible to check out the home and you can turn up whenever you wish. All you do is download the app. You're able to unlock the door through the app and then you can check out the home. And I'm going to assume that there is some level of accountability. For instance, if the individual is going to try and damage the walls, etc., then it would only be logical that Opendoor is able to tell who's entered at a given time to prevent from any vandalism. But what this enables you to do is to not have to wait for an estate agent to meet you and give you the home tour. For me, that's definitely a positive. I've found the estate agents in general, and maybe I've just had a really bad interaction with them, but for the most part they're not too familiar with the home. They can't really answer any of the technical questions that you may have, and so those answers are often deferred at a later stage. And that is one of the downsides that people talk about when it comes to Opendoor. You don't have anyone to show you around, so if you do happen to have really good estate agents that can answer all your questions up front, then that is a negative. But at the same time, if you like to check out the home, you're aware of roughly what you want to see in the home and you understand any of the pitfalls, then maybe you don't need anyone to answer those questions, and equally you can send an email and get more clarity at a later date. Within the app there's also these virtual tours. I'll be honest, I'm not too sure if anyone would just do a virtual tour and then buy a home. If they are, they're probably not planning on living in one, but it's nice to have a virtual tour rather than just having static 2D images that you see with most online sites out there. And so if you are happy with the home, you have the ability to purchase the home using the application. This is not the case for all the homes listed on Opendoor, but the key that we're seeing here is the simplicity and the ease of buying and selling a home. So let's just list out some of the pros and cons of this company, and then we'll check how the stock is performing. So one of the biggest factors here is how convenient it is to buy and sell. In terms of high profits, if you're selling your home, then that's going to be less likely. As I mentioned earlier, the fee structure closely matches traditional buying and selling with a standard estate agent. But given that Opendoor is this seamless home selling and home buying experience, we have a company that acts as the middleman rather than a matchmaker. In the past, we've had home flippers which will buy a home at a low price and then sell at a higher price. Opendoor is doing exactly the same thing, but it's not an individual, it's instead a global company that is looking to push the home flipping business and increase their margins as they scale and buy more and more homes and subsequently sell them. And so when Opendoor is buying those homes, they're making any necessary renovations. And then when they list that sale online, of course, they're calculating all the costs associated with the repairs, etc. So someone who likes to fix up their own homes and sell at a profit, of course, this isn't a company that you're going to be interested in using. But it's not to say that there isn't a market for this. And I personally believe we're going to see this switch in the buying and selling that operates more as a tech-based company in terms of the quick ability to buy and sell, and just a more automated approach when it comes to the real estate industry. And of course, convenience is an important factor when buying and selling a home, but as there's more competition in the space for online purchases, then I do think we are going to see a reduced cost in the profit taking. And although there's claims on one side that Opendoor is not taking crazy profits, realistically those figures can range from 9 to 13% of the sale of the home, so those are high numbers. So I guess you could see it as you are paying for that convenience. Now the ticker symbol, and you probably guessed it, but it's OPEN, O-P-E-N. The stock was listed back in September, so we don't have any information prior to that date. Now you can always tell when a stock is a SPAC if you go back prior to the company being publicly traded. We'll see a price in the $10 range. As it stands right now, we're looking at $27. On my end, I've purchased around 7 shares. Already this stock has grown given it's a growth-based company. Now do I plan on investing more into this company? Absolutely. As you can see, just a small amount of money that I've personally funded. In all honesty, I'm just waiting for my next paycheck so I can invest more. But it's not to say that Opendoor isn't the perfect company, but I believe it's a step in the right direction in terms of making that whole buying and selling of homes more of a one-click buy and sell, similar to what we do with the stock market. Of course, there's always going to be that inherent need to physically go and check out the home and inspect, make sure all the electronics are working well, etc. But anything that moves the needle and makes that process much more simpler is a net positive. So it's going to be exciting to see where Opendoor ends up in the future. As with most growth companies, look at their income statement. We have really high revenue figures, but negative net income. And if you look at the net income, minus 287 million, comparing the revenue of 2.58 billion, well, with the real estate industry, if you buy a home for $500,000 and then you sell it at $600,000, you've made a net of $100,000. But in the revenue section, they're just going to quote it as a revenue of $600,000. So all these figures in terms of revenue are highly blown out of proportion. The key here is, as always, the net income. And if it's negative, it's negative. If it's positive, it's positive. The key takeaway here is that you're seeing really high revenue numbers and their negative income. Don't be too alarmed, given that the revenue is just this magnitude factor that honestly doesn't need to be this confusing, but that's how the numbers are presented. As with any form of home ownership, there's a level of stability given that Opendoor actually owns the homes and then they sell the home at a profit. So overall, this business model is a safe investment. The key here is the incorporated technology that allows people to view homes, to list their homes, and subsequently buy. Now, if you are new to this channel, it'd be great if you subscribe and join everyone else. New content is posted every Friday, so if you want to be one of the first to watch the video, then hit that notification bell as well to be alerted. So thanks for watching everyone, and with that said, I'll catch you in the next one.